I'm Phil Reiff. My wife Darlene and I have 6 children and serve with a church planting team here in Creel, Chihuahua, Mexico. I would like to tell you briefly about the current ministry and about the vision for future ministry. Our family joined the team here in May of 2023. Creel is a medium-sized town, being home to about 7,000 people. The population is a mix of Mexicans, which would be a blend of Spaniard and indigenous, and the truly indigenous Rarámuri Tarahumara Indians. Creel is situated just inside the Sierra Madre mountain range. It is the last sizable town before getting deep into the mountains and is a supply town to many of the smaller towns and villages beyond it. Creel is also a tourist hub because of it providing easy day trips to attractions in and around the famous Copper Canyon. The main purpose for our team being here in Creel is to be a clear and consistent testimony in a community of much confusion and darkness. Part of this endeavor is to plant a biblically solid church that will, Lord willing, be locally led in the future. We as a team, along with our board, feel that a certain amount of integration into the local community is essential to this endeavor. Some ways that this is currently happening is by some of the team members is through a bakery and electronics store and a thrift store that is about to open its doors. One of the ways that Darlene and I have enjoyed ministering in the past is through food and hospitality. We have had the vision of using a cafe as ministry for a number of years now. When asked to join the team here in Creel, it was requested that we join up with the already operating bakery and expand it to be a bakery/cafe. We have been excited about this plan and have been working towards that goal for the past number of months. We have been receiving direction and insight from Extend Cafes, and with their recommendations and with the agreement of our board, we plan to make this a for-profit business that we are hoping in the future would provide at least part of our living expenses. We feel that this approach gives a natural connection with the community, gives an example of a Christian-run business, provides potential employment for locals, and contributes to the community as a whole. One of the biggest obstacles that we are facing at this point is finding the correct location in the right setting that would allow both the bakery and cafe to operate jointly. Soon after arriving here, Albert, our team leader, and I went out exploring some possible locations. The first 2 possibilities didn't seem like the right fit, so Albert directed me to a building he knew had been vacant. We found this old, abandoned stone and adobe building at the edge of town with the windows blocked shut and a barely visible bed and breakfast sign in English on the roof. We immediately felt that this was a potential location as it is situated beside a gym and a small college, and the building being built probably around 100 years ago has some historical significance. We began inquiring with the neighbors about who the owners might be, and were able to speak with an elderly lady who was keeping an eye on the place for the absent owners. She seemed so excited about what we were looking for and assured us that this would be the place to put a cafe. She let the owners know that we had interest in possibly leasing the building, and they promised to come from their home in Chihuahua City, about 3.5 hours away, and discuss the matter in the near future. A few weeks later, while driving by one day, we saw 2 men putting a for sale sign up on the building. We turned around and spoke to the men, and they explained that they needed to sell the property at this point and that leasing it was not an option. They also explained that this building was part of an approximate 3-acre lot and was being sold as one. We explained what we were looking for and that we had possible interest in purchasing the property. They were excited about this possibility and offered to take down the signs while we investigated. Our response was that we would appreciate that, but it really was up to them. They removed the signs after being up for maybe an hour. They gave us their asking price, which was a bit disheartening at first. After discussions with a local realtor, as well as a later discussion with the owners, we understand that this was a starting number and that they are open to an offer.
We also later found out that comparing to other properties in town, that the owners weren't as far out of line as what we first thought. After talking to a number of locals over the next few months, we realized that this former bed and breakfast had most recently been rented out as a bar and prostitution house. While being used in this way, there had sadly also been homicides that had taken place in this location as well. The place was eventually shut down and boarded up and has sat vacant for the past approximately 15 years. As we began interacting with the elderly neighbor lady who directed us to the owners, we realized that us possibly buying this property and turning it into something good was really important to her, and she continually assured us that she believed that God would provide a way for us to do it. We later realized through some other locals that this same dear old lady had worked at this prostitution house. As we learned more about the history of this property, we really felt a passion to redeem this place of so much darkness, pain, and death, and transform it into a place of light, life, and peace. After some time and much prayer, and with the recommendation of our board, we are now looking for 1 or 2 kingdom investors who have a vision for a ministry like this to consider purchasing this property and renting us the building and possibly some of the land. We are being told by a local realtor and also believe that this property has a lot of potential as the town grows and needs more land, and that with time and investment like this could be a solid one. After almost 6 months of working with the owners over legal documents, property lines, etc., they're wanting to move this process forward and are asking that we make an offer in the very near future. When discussing this vision and possibility with a friend, he reminded me of Isaiah chapter 35. And in verses 5 to 7, it says this: "Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Then shall the lame man leap as an hart, and the tongue of the dumb sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert. And the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water. In the habitation of dragons, where each lay, shall be grass with reeds and rushes." Now, this prophecy of Isaiah is really a picture of heaven. However, it is also a picture of God transforming something that has been marred and is desolate into something that has beauty and purpose and life. We as Christians are called to bring the kingdom of heaven to earth. Is this a way that God would have us be a part of that here in Creel? We ask that you join us in prayer for this possibility, and also ask that if you or someone you know has interest in possibly investing into this endeavor, to contact our board chairman, Wendell Hostetler, or for more information, feel free to contact me directly. You will find our contact information at the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching. Please share this video with others who you think may have interest, and may God bless you on your journey with Him.